There are some mysteries so big they hide in plain sight. Imagine a mountain, a massive, man-made pyramid covered in trees and soil standing silently for over 2,000 years. This isn't some forgotten structure in a remote jungle. It's right there in central China, in the Xi'an district. For centuries, local farmers and villagers lived their lives in the shadow of this enormous mound, thinking it was just another hill. They had no idea that beneath their feet lay the single largest and most elaborate tomb ever constructed on planet Earth. This colossal structure is the final resting place of China's first emperor Qin Shi Huang, a man whose ambition didn't end with death. This isn't your average pyramid. We're talking about a structure that, even after centuries of erosion, is still staggeringly huge. Originally, historians believe it stood nearly 350 feet tall, almost as high as a 35-story building. Its base covers an area that could easily swallow several modern football stadiums. It's significantly larger than the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. The sheer scale is almost impossible to comprehend. It's an entire necropolis, an underground city built to serve an emperor in the afterlife. And the most incredible part, the central tomb, the emperor's burial chamber at the heart of this mountain, remains completely sealed and unexplored. For over 2 millennia, the emperor's secret lay dormant. The world had largely forgotten the true nature of the Great Mound. Then, in March of 1974, a severe drought hit the region. A group of local farmers, desperate to find water for their crops, decided to dig a new well near the base of the big hill. As they dug deeper and deeper into the dry earth, their shovels struck something hard. It wasn't rock. It was the head of a man, exquisitely crafted from terracotta clay. They had no idea what they had just stumbled upon, but they knew it was something ancient and important. They had unknowingly cracked open one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of all time. At first, the farmers were spooked. They had unearthed what looked like a statue of a demon, or a temple guardian. News of their strange discovery slowly trickled out to local authorities. Archaeologists were dispatched to the site, and what they found sent shockwaves through the historical community. The single statue was just the beginning. As they began to excavate, they uncovered not one, not 10, but hundreds of life-sized clay soldiers standing in silent formation in underground trenches. Each one was unique, individual facial features, hairstyles, armor. The farmers hadn't just found a statue, they had found an army. The farmers, in their simple quest for water, had found the hard evidence. So, what exactly is inside that sealed mountain of earth? Why has no one dared to open it? The truth is, we don't know for sure, but ancient texts give us some mind-blowing clues. The most detailed account comes from a historian named Sima Qian, who wrote his Records of the Grand Historian about a century after the emperor's death. He described the tomb not as a simple burial chamber but as a complete replica of the emperor's domain on Earth. It was designed to be a miniature universe, a palace where his soul could continue to live and rule in absolute luxury for all eternity. This wasn't just a burial, it was a relocation. According to Sima Qian, the floor of the main chamber is a map of the emperor's China. It supposedly features detailed geography, including the country's 2 most important rivers, Yangtze Yellow River. But these aren't rivers of water. The historian claims they are channels filled with flowing mercury, made to mimic the endless movement of the real rivers. This detail has long been considered a fantastical embellishment, a piece of folklore. However, modern scientific surveys have detected abnormally high concentrations of mercury in the soil of the burial mound, suggesting that Sima Qian's account might be frighteningly accurate. Above this mercury-laced landscape, the ceiling of the tomb is said to be a map of the heavens. It is described as being encrusted with pearls and precious gems to represent the sun-moon constellations. The idea was to give the emperor a perfect view of the cosmos, allowing him to watch the celestial bodies move across the sky forever. This celestial dome, combined with the terrestrial map below, would create a perfect microcosm of the universe, all contained within his final resting place. The sheer artistry and engineering required to create such a spectacle with 2,200-year-old technology is almost beyond belief. The mystery of what's inside is precisely why it remains sealed. Archaeologists and the Chinese government are exercising extreme caution. Once opened, the delicate, oxygen-free environment inside the tomb would be compromised. Any organic materials like silk robes, wooden chariots, ancient texts written on bamboo slips could disintegrate into dust within moments of being exposed to air. We have one chance to get this right. Until we have the technology to excavate and preserve its contents perfectly, The door to the Emperor's underground kingdom will remain shut, protecting its secrets from the ravages of time and our own curiosity. The idea of flowing Mercury rivers isn't just for show. Mercury was believed to have life-giving properties and was associated with immortality. For an emperor obsessed with the elixir of life, it makes a twisted kind of sense. It's a tragic irony. Mercury is highly toxic. Some historians even speculate his death was hastened by ingesting mercury pills. The sheer volume required is staggering. We're talking hundreds of tons. Geochemical surveys of the soil around and on top of the mound show mercury levels hundreds of times higher. The Terracotta Army is, without a doubt, one of the most astonishing archaeological finds in human history. An estimated 8,000 life-sized soldiers, 130 chariots pulled by over 500 horses, and another 150 cavalry horses. And that's just what we've found so far. These figures are arranged in massive pits, standing in battle formation facing east, the direction from which the emperor's conquered enemies came. They are a silent, unmoving testament to the military might that forged an empire. What makes this army so breathtaking is the incredible attention to detail. No two soldiers are exactly alike. Each warrior has unique facial features, unique expressions, unique hairstyles, and unique armor, suggesting they may have been modeled after individual soldiers from the emperor's real army. They are categorized by rank: humble infantrymen, crossbowmen, cavalry riders, and high-ranking generals. Their armor is intricately detailed, their hands are positioned to hold real weapons, their expressions range from stoic and determined to thoughtful and serene. It is a snapshot of an entire military force, frozen in clay for eternity. They were his eternal bodyguards, his legion. This is the billion-dollar question, isn't it? We have this incredible historical treasure, possibly the most significant archaeological site on the planet, and it's just sitting there. Why not bring in the excavators and reveal its secrets to the world? The primary reason is a profound sense of responsibility and respect for the past. The Chinese government, along with the international archaeological community, is acutely aware that our current technology is not advanced enough to handle what's inside. We have only one shot to excavate the tomb of the first emperor, and a mistake could destroy priceless, irreplaceable history forever. The tragic lesson of the terracotta warriors looms large. When those first soldiers were unearthed in the 1970s, they were brilliantly colored with pigments of pink, red, green, purple. But within minutes of exposure to air, the 2,000-year-old lacquer under the paint began to curl and flake off, taking the colors with it. Until we can guarantee the perfect preservation of whatever we find, the tomb must remain sealed. It can wait a little longer. If the technological and preservation challenges weren't enough, there's another more menacing obstacle: booby traps. He was paranoid about assassination in life, and it seems equally concerned about disturbance in death. He specifically mentions crossbows and arrows set to fire automatically at anyone who triggers them. We know from the Terracotta Army that the Qin dynasty had incredibly sophisticated weapon technology. The crossbows they used were powerful and precise. Archaeologists have found evidence of trigger mechanisms that could have been adapted for such a purpose. Imagine a series of tripwires or pressure plates connected to arrays of powerful crossbows, waiting silently in the dark for over 2,000 years. The rivers of liquid mercury, if they truly exist as described, present a massive environmental and health hazard. Mercury is a potent neurotoxin. Its vapor is invisible, odorless, and deadly. Opening the tomb could release a massive plume of toxic mercury vapor. Any attempt to enter would require full-body hazardous material suits. It's a testament to the Emperor's ruthless ingenuity and his profound desire for control. So, here we are, standing at the edge of the greatest archaeological mystery of our time. What exactly is waiting for us inside that final sealed chamber? Let your imagination run wild for a moment. What would it be like to be the first person in 2,200 years to lay eyes on the Emperor's throne room? Will we find the Emperor himself, perhaps preserved in some way we can't even imagine? Could there be a library of bamboo scrolls? The tomb isn't just a burial site, it's a time capsule, a perfectly preserved message from a lost world waiting to be read. It forces us to be patient, to wait for a time when our technology is as sophisticated as the Emperor's ambition. It is a monument to the power of a single human will, and a testament to the enduring allure of the unknown. It challenges us to look at a simple, tree-covered hill and see a hidden kingdom. The adventure is out there, waiting.